Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Torres, 33, an oncologist, and I just ruined a charity event. Why? Because I couldn't stand by while my sister-in-law Dana scammed my family with fake cancer documents to steal thousands of dollars in donations. I've always prided myself on staying calm and composed, thanks to 7 years in oncology. But tonight, standing in the Grand Metro Hotel ballroom, I'm shaking as I hold proof of Dana's lies in my hands. It all started 3 months ago at a family dinner. Dana arrived looking unusually quiet and dressed down. "I have something to tell everyone," she said, her voice trembling. "I've been diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer." The room erupted in shock and tears. My mother-in-law, Elena, cried hysterically, while my husband, Mark, squeezed my hand for comfort. But something didn't feel right to me. "What hospital are you going to?" I asked carefully. "Memorial West," she said, avoiding eye contact. "Dr. Richardson is my oncologist." I nodded, but red flags popped up. Dr. Richardson specializes in lymphoma, not ovarian cancer. Still, I kept my doubts to myself. In the following weeks, Donna's cancer became the family's focus. Elena dropped everything to drive her to appointments. My father-in-law dipped into his retirement savings to cover medical bills. Mark spent hours researching treatments. Then came the charity event. "We'll organize a fundraiser to help Donna," Elena said. "Michelle, your hospital connections could make it a huge success." As Donna weakly protested, I noticed her new designer purse and flawless hair. Odd for someone supposedly undergoing aggressive chemo. Her symptoms didn't add up. I started investigating. Memorial West had no record of her as a patient. And when she left her medical file at Elena's house, I couldn't resist looking. It was a sloppy forgery, wrong letterhead, medical jargon used incorrectly, and dates that didn't match. Donna was faking cancer. I agonized over what to do. Exposing her would break the family, but letting her scam everyone felt wrong. Tonight at the fundraiser with over 200 people, including my colleagues, I had no choice. Donna worked the room in an expensive dress, accepting hugs and sympathy. Meanwhile, I held the documents in my trembling hands. "Michelle, you okay?" Mark asked, noticing my silence. "I need to show you something," I said, handing him the proof. His face went pale as I explained. Before he could react, Dana took the stage. "Thank you all for your support," she said. "It means everything as I fight this battle." Something snapped inside me. I couldn't let her lie go on. Not as a doctor, not as a family member. "Dana," I said, stepping forward as the room went quiet, "we need to talk about these medical records." Her face froze, panic flashing in her eyes. And that's when everything fell apart. The sound of Donna's champagne glass shattering on the marble floor silences the room. Her face, carefully painted to appear sickly and frail, goes pale. "Michelle," she hisses, her jaw tight, "this is neither the time nor the place." "Oh, I think it's exactly the time," I reply, my voice calm despite my pounding heart. "People deserve to know the truth before donating to a fake cancer fund." The crowd murmurs, confusion spreading like wildfire. Elena, my mother-in-law, rushes between us, her expression a mix of anger and disbelief. "Michelle, how dare you? Dana is fighting for her life." "No, Elena, she's not." I raise the documents for everyone to see. "These medical records are forged. I have proof." Dana lets out a forced laugh. "This is ridiculous. You're just jealous of the attention I'm getting." But her eyes flick to the nearest exit. Turning to the crowd, I address them directly. "Dr. Richardson's name is on these documents as Dana's oncologist. He specializes in lymphoma, not ovarian cancer, and hasn't treated gynecological cases in years. Dr. Richardson is here tonight. Perhaps he can clarify." Heads swivel toward Dr. Richardson, who slowly stands, his face a mask of confusion. "I've never treated anyone named Dana Torres," he says, his voice cutting through the tension. Gasps ripple through the ballroom. Dana's face twists in fury as her web of lies unravels. "You bitch," she screams, lunging at me. Her hand connects with my cheek in a slap that burns and sends me stumbling back. "You've ruined everything." Mark, my husband, grabs her arms to stop her. "Donna, stop." He turns to me, his voice shaking. "Michelle, is this true?" I pull out more documents from my folder, my hands steady despite the chaos. The lab results don't match the treatment timeline. The hospital letterhead is outdated. Memorial West hasn't treated Dana. She's never been a patient there. Elena's face crumples in confusion. No, I drove her to chemotherapy myself. I saw her go in. Did you ever go inside with her, Elena? Did you meet her doctors? Elena's eyes widen as realization hits. She turns to Dana, her voice trembling. Dana, tell me this isn't true. Dana's mask shatters. You don't understand. She cries, tears streaming down her face. I've been a failure my whole life. Perfect Michelle, the doctor. Well, I can't even keep a retail job. Everyone always looks down on me. So you lied about cancer? Mark's voice is hollow disbelief etched in his face. You let mom and dad spend their retirement savings. You took money from strangers, from people who trusted you. I was going to pay it back, Dana sobs. Once I raised enough money. From people who thought you were dying? I interrupt, my composure slipping. You know how many real cancer patients struggle to afford treatment? How many families give up everything for a chance to survive? And you took advantage of that? Of them. The hotel manager approaches, phone in hand. The police are on their way, he says grimly. This is fraud. Dana collapses to the floor, her cries turning desperate. Daddy, please, she begs my father-in-law, who stands frozen, his face pale and lifeless. Don't let them take me away. But it's too late, the damage is done. When the police arrive, they handcuff Dana as the guests look on. Some whispering, others recording on their phones. Elena sobs into Mark's shoulder. My father-in-law stares blankly, the reality of his drained savings sinking in. Dr. Richardson touches my shoulder gently. You did the right thing, he says. Fraud like this hurts real patients. It makes people question legitimate causes. I nod, but my chest feels heavy. As Dana is led away, she glares at me with pure hatred. This isn't over, she spits. You'll regret this, Michelle. I promise you. I look around at my shattered family and whisper to myself, I already do. Because sometimes doing the right thing doesn't feel like a victory, it just feels like loss. I stare at my phone screen, 15 missed calls from Elena, a dozen texts from family, and one threatening email from Dana's lawyer. It's been 2 weeks since the fundraiser, and the fallout feels endless. The local news ran the story. Doctor exposes sister-in-law's cancer scam at charity event. A video of Dana slapping me has gone viral on social media. My hospital even called me in for a meeting. Luckily, they supported my actions. You did the right thing, Mark says, wrapping his arms around me as I sit at the kitchen table. But did it have to be so public? I whisper. Maybe I should have confronted her privately. She would have just found another way to con people, he says, shaking his head. You know that. He's right, but it doesn't make it easier. Dana managed to collect over $80,000 before the fundraiser. My father-in-law's retirement savings are wiped out. Elena even took out a second mortgage on their house. My phone buzzes. A text from Elena. Please come over. We need to talk. Mark squeezes my shoulder. You should go. She's been trying to reach you for days. An hour later, I'm sitting in Elena's living room. It's the same place where Dana announced her fake diagnosis. Family photos line the walls, including ones of Dana's cancer journey that Elena proudly posted on social media. I owe you an apology, Elena says quietly, her hands shaking as she holds her coffee cup. I should have listened to you earlier. I should have asked more questions. Elena, you beleagued your daughter. Any mother would. But I'm a mother to Mark too, she says, her voice breaking. And I've treated you, his wife, terribly these past 2 weeks. I blamed you for exposing the truth instead of blaming Dana for lying. Tears fill my eyes. I never wanted to hurt the family. You protected us, she says firmly. If that fundraiser had gone through, if more people had donated, things would be so much worse. Dana is now facing multiple fraud charges. The detective uncovered evidence of 2 other scams she pulled in different cities. She's done this before. Have you heard from her? I ask. Elena nods sadly. She's claiming mental illness. Her lawyer says she'll likely serve time, but it could be in a minimum security facility. And the money? Gone, she says, wiping her eyes. She spent it all, shopping sprees, vacations, gambling. We'll be paying off debts for years, but at least we know the truth now. My phone buzzes again. It's a text from Dr. Richardson. The hospital board approved your proposal. The Dana Torres case inspired them to start a fund for verified cancer patients in need. I show the message to Elena. For the first time in weeks, she smiles. "You turned something terrible into something good," she says, reaching for my hand. That's what family does. That night, as Mark and I get ready for bed, he asks, "Any regrets?" I think about Dana's threats, the family tension, and the media frenzy. Then I think about Elena's forgiveness, the new hospital fund, and the truth finally coming out. "No," I say honestly. "Sometimes the right thing hurts, but it's still right." He kisses my forehead. "That's why I love you. You always fight for what's right, no matter the cost." As I drift to sleep, I realize Dana's lies tore through our family like a storm. But the foundation is still standing. It's different now, damaged, but stronger where it's been rebuilt. Sometimes it takes a storm to remind you what's worth saving. My phone lights up with one last text from Elena. "Family dinner this Sunday. No drama this time, I promise." I smile and type back, "I'll be there." Because that's the thing about real family, it weathers the storms, faces the truth, and always finds its way back home.